This is Roland Shear, game developer for Creative Youth Presentations. My email is cypmathbible@gmail.com. And I'd like to, at this point, go over the fraction game with you. Now here I've got one that's a 3-in-a-row type of game, and we have the game board in this particular game sheet with a caribou on it, and we've got the game board laid out in 2 different 9-square sections. Now the idea is that we want to get 3 in a row, either cross diagonally or horizontally, vertically. We have to get 3 in a row either on this side or this side, but you can't cross the middle to make the 3 in a row. So the object then is get 3 in a row, and as you can see, the answers are, some of them are in percentage form. We do have most of them are in fractional form. And we could also have in some game sheets I have a decimal form as well. On this one I didn't. So the idea is that each player is going to have a 5-card hand. So there's one player's hand, 5 cards of fractions, and then the other player also has a 5-card hand. Now we'll use X and O to mark these, so let's go ahead and we'll let this player be X. Now when we're doing a tic-tac-toe type of game like this, to get a good position, usually a center position is a pretty good position. So in order to do this particular game, I'd refer you back to the YouTube lesson dealing with how to combine fractions that I put together, because that's what you have to do here. Without using pencil and paper, we're going to just look at the fractions. So let's look, and we're going to first see that a center position here is 60%, and you need to, a student in math here that plays this needs to be able to convert percentages and decimal terms to the fractional form. So 60% you need to think of as 3 over 5, 25% 1 over 4, and 20% over here, that would be 1 over 5. So let's see if we can make a 3 over 5. And the quickest way to see if you can make it is that the denominators are 2, 3, 4, or 5. So if we have a 5 and a 3 on the bottom, and the top numbers are the same, it could be a 1 over 5, 1 over 3, or 2 over 5, 2 over 3, we could make that particular answer. And as you can see, we do not have a 3 on the bottom. So we know right away that one is not going to work. 2/16 is the same as 1 over 8. So if we have a 2 and a 4 for the bottom, we don't have the 2, but 2 over 16 is a possibility. So here we have a 2 over 4 and a 1 over 4. And if we multiply those 2 times across top, 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 4 is 16. That makes the 2 over 16. So we'll go ahead and mark that 2 over 16, and we'll put the X over here on the 2 over 16. Now in this particular game, when you play the 2 cards, what you do is you draw 2 more cards. So let's take 2 more cards so that next time the player here is going to have a 5-card hand again to play with. Now we look over here. Let's see if this player could do that 3 over 5. Okay, here we have a 1 over 3, 1 over 5. That tells me right off the bat that that 3 over 5 is okay, and we do that by saying 1/5 divided by 1/3. To get that, and when you look at that lesson I put together, you multiply the upper left, 1 times 3, that's the top number, 1 times 5 is the denominator, so that's 3 over 5, which would be the 60%. So we'll put those cards over there, and we'll go ahead and put an O on the 60%. And again, since we used up the 2 cards, we'll take 2 more cards. So again, the player is going to have a 5-card hand next time to play. Now we need to get 3 in a row, so this player is going to look at trying to get 2 in a row. So we look over here, and right off the bat here I see a 1 over 5 and a 2 over 5. And if I multiply those, 2 times 1 is 2, 5 times 5 is 25, and there's a 2 over 25. So what we can do then is go ahead and put an X over here on 2 over 25. And then we'll discard those 2, draw 2 new cards. So the player again has a 5-card hand to play next time. Get these laid out there. There we go. There's the hand for next turn. Now, this player, the X can win with a 4 over 15. So let's see if we need a 5 on the bottom, and we're looking at 4 over 15. And so here we got a 2 over 5, and we've got a 2 over 3. And if we multiply across top, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 5 is 15. We can play those 2 cards and put an O here, and that blocks X from winning. So we discard them and draw 2 new cards. And now it's time for X to try for 2 in a row again. So we've got, looking down here, we have possibilities of something over 16, something over 12, and something over 9 is possible. And let's see, we have a 5 and a 4. So we don't have any 5s. We can't do a 5 over 4. 2 over 20, we would need that 5 for that. That's the same as 1 over 10, and nothing's going to happen there. 1 over 6, now that could be 2 over 12. So let's see, here's a 2 over 12 right here. Here we have the 2 over 3 and 1 over 4. So there's 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 4 is 12. And that's 2 over 12, which is the same as 1 over 6. So we'll go ahead and put the X here. And so X has 2 in a row again. We'll discard those 2, draw 2 new cards for next time. And again, X has 2 in a row. So now we have 75%, or 3 over 4 is going to be needed. And if we 3 over 4, we can do it with this pair right here. And so the way we would do it is we would turn the cards this way, and we would divide. 1/2 divided by 2/3. 1 times 3 is 3 for the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4. There's the 3 over 4. And so that successfully blocks X again. So we'll put the O down here. And again, we take 2 cards